Okay, welcome to the monthly call for February. We are going to talk about how we can keep families motivated during parent training, discuss more information on our coach check-in calls, talk about our upcoming trainings, and then have a Q&A, and then the raffle at the end where the odds are forever in your favor. So thanks for coming. I think Allison, is that you? Allison Burkhart? Potentially. Well, I'm Hannah, as you guys know. I work here at Cohort. We have Tiffany on the line as well. She's another one of our team members here. We will just, oh, there we go. We have another joining us. Hi, Allison.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Good. Sorry, I was running a little bit late. Just got on.
That's okay. I saw Peyton Burkhart and I thought that might be you.
Oh, that's my daughter, actually.
Hi, Peyton. We haven't met. My name is Hannah.
Hi.
Sorry, I mistaked you for your mom. I just thought maybe you guys shared a Zoom account or something.
No, that's okay. I saw that she was getting on and then you said Allison Burkhart and I was like, oh, maybe she's hopping on real quick. But then I was like, maybe she's talking about me.
No, that's funny. No, I feel like we sometimes like log into different accounts on accident and it just says the wrong name. So I wasn't sure, but it's nice to meet you.
Yes, you too.
All right. So I want to kind of talk about some ways we can keep our families motivated, our parents motivated to continue through the training, because I know sometimes we see families drop off after a couple of units or a couple of weeks of attending parent training, whether their lives get too busy or whatever that is. So, you know, in ABA, we use positive reinforcement all the time with our kiddos. So why aren't we using it as much with the families we're working with? So I just want to show you guys a couple of ways to kind of keep your families motivated and see the progress that they're making so they see kind of the light at the end of the ABA tunnel. The first thing that we recommend is showing them, like actually showing them, sharing your screen or pointing it out to them in person, their improvements that they've made in their grades. So this is just one example of a parent's grades. So you can see on the pre-test, they made a 72%, which is pretty good, honestly, for a pre-test in ABA when you're not a ABA profession. That's pretty good. And they were doing really good on the quizzes even to start, but you can see that they went from getting 90s and started getting 100. So by showing this to the parent, we can show them like, this is working. You're paying attention. You're doing a good job, like going through the modules, looking at your manual, paying attention during our sessions, and that progress is showing here. As your knowledge is increasing, the longer that you're working with your coach and attending sessions and working on things with your child. So this is one of the really good ways to show that off. If you're not familiar with how to get to this view in the online training system, so you can go to the training website, and obviously in parent training, if you click on participants, you can click here and you're just going to see a ton of test accounts here. So the grades might not be reflective of an actual person, but you can go in here and you can click on whichever family you want to see. So I'm going to click on Coach Trainee 1. And then in here, I can see their grades. So if I go to reports and I look at grades, I can click here, and here I can see like a rundown of all of their grades. So this is not a typical family. This is me just clicking through to make sure things are working, but you would be able to share your screen or point out in person, like, hey, look at how well you're improving on things. Like in this example, you know, look, you scored a 72 on the pretest, which was pretty good, but now you're scoring high scores on all of these checkpoints and you're doing a great job. And just providing them that reinforcement and showing them that progress, I think can be really powerful for the family. Another method is using the incidental teaching charts as an opportunity to celebrate milestones with your family. A lot of times the first few instances of a family completing these ITCs, they'll rate themselves really low in confidence. They'll say, you know, I did this, but I wasn't really confident in the situation. I wasn't sure what I was doing. And it's important that we take the time to praise the parent or the family caregiver for even completing the ITC, and having an opportunity to use that incidental teaching chart is really important. And often you'll see as they continue to submit the ITCs, their confidence levels are going to go up. So even celebrating that as well, if you notice that pattern, you can say, you know, the first time you filled out an ITC, you said you were like a 1 out of 10 in confidence. But now, you know, you've done 2, 3, 4 of them, and I see you're saying you're like a 6 or 7 in confidence when you're filling out the ITC and when you're having these teaching moments with your child. So that's another really, really great opportunity to just reinforce with the parent that they're doing a good job and they're seeing improvements, even though sometimes it might not feel like it. Just giving them these few tangible ways to see improvement in themselves, and not necessarily in their child, but to feel confident and like they're learning and growing and gaining skills that they're going to be able to continue to use. These are just a couple of ways that we've seen that have been really impactful to families. And we believe that by giving them this positive reinforcement throughout their sessions with you, it's going to keep them wanting to come back. I don't want to keep going back to a coach that's not giving me positive feedback on all of my things. Just like we work with the kiddos, you know, you're more likely to do something if you're getting reinforced for it. So we want to make sure that we're applying those same principles with the families that we work with. And these are, again, just a few ways that we've noticed that those might help you. Do you have any questions or comments about these kind of reinforcement ideas?
I just have a question about being able to get notifications or emails when they complete quizzes. I feel like in the old system, I used to get emails. Is there a way to set that up?
That is a wonderful question that I will write down, because I am not sure. I wasn't around when the old site was here, so I'm not sure how that was set up, and whether it was like an individual cases, if coaches got to choose that, or if it was overarching, everyone was receiving emails. So let me just make myself a note. You said for the quizzes?
Well, for quizzes, and then like if they submit an ITC or anything that they submit, to be able to get a notification when they do something like that.
Yeah, so I'll definitely look into it, and if that's a possibility for us to turn those on, we will probably bring that to the next coach call and see how everyone's feeling about that. And if we can do it on an individual basis, awesome. If it has to be an overarching thing and we get a lot of people who are not into it, that might be another discussion. But thank you for bringing that up.
Sure.
Awesome. Okay. Tiffany, I will pass it off to you.
Hey guys, so I was on a call last month, but I don't think I had my face showing, so this is me. I'm going to be doing the individual monthly kind of checkups. So what those are is it's our time to get like just a one-on-one chat with some of our recent coaches. And it's to get an idea on how things are going, you know, how confident you're feeling, for you to give us some feedback of things you'd like to see change, or things that you'd like to see if they could work differently. The what to expect piece, it's a max 30-minute phone call, or we could Zoom. It's an individual preference, and when I make these calls, then we can pick then. And if it's a Zoom, I'll send you out an invite. And if it's a phone call, then I'll just put it on our calendars. I'm gonna start making those phone calls today to schedule out about mid-March for us to actually go through kind of the set questions and to get your feedback then. So kind of be looking out for a phone call today or Monday, Tuesday, and we'll get those on our calendars to start in March.
Awesome. Thank you, Tiffany. And like Tiffany said, these like individual check-in calls are just really designed to give you the opportunity to tell us the good, the bad, like what are your barriers and what are your successes, so that we can make this the best experience for our coaches and parents as we can.
Absolutely. We want to, sorry, just to follow, we want to make sure, sorry, I muted and then unmuted. We just want to make sure that you are feeling supported because we know that it can be a lot. It's a brand new thing for you to learn. And once you've learned it, we just want to make sure that we're doing our part to support you the best we can, and have you feel confident and comfortable to reach out to us for any help that you need or anything that you'd like to see change. So we're there for you and we're rooting for you.
Awesome. And I know we keep every call we talk about this trainer training, and I know a couple of you on this call have already signed up as being interested in being a part of our first cohort of trainer trainees. I'm going to put this link in the chat one more time in case anyone here is also interested, but we're basically just gauging interest to see who wants to be involved in our first cohort. Again, we're slated for that to be kind of like mid-late summer of this year. So that's coming up. We're working really, really hard to develop this, and we're going to test it internally with some of our people here in-house, and then we'll have our first cohort. So if you are interested, make sure you fill out that survey. I think we have about 3 or 4 people who are definitely interested in that first cohort. So we're looking for a couple more. I think we want a max of 5 for this first cohort, so that we can make sure everything is nailed down and tight. And we want to get your feedback too, since this will be a new training. So if you are interested and you have not yet signed up, please use that link in the chat to do so. It's also been in the newsletters for the past couple of months if you lose the link after this meeting. And then finally, our April coach training is coming up. We have 9 spots left. So if you know anyone at your agency or colleagues that are interested in becoming a certified OASIS coach trainer, you can send them over to our website and have them register. We have our April training, and then it might be a little bit before we have another coach training, since we will be putting that trainer training on this summer. So if you're trying to get any of your staff members or colleagues to go through this coach training, the April dates are a great opportunity for that. And those dates are listed in the newsletter that was sent out this month. And we'll continue to put those in there until we are full. And that about wraps up the content on